Internet. Yeah. Hey, I think I need to apologize. It didn't hit me until after I was done with everything that every story today was a pretty big tragedy. I mean, my bad. It was just a pretty bad weekend. Having said that, today we're talking about the passing of YouTuber P2istheName, or Philip Enewally. A massive nightclub fire has become the deadliest tragedy in recent North Macedonian memory, and a multitude of extreme weather conditions ranging from tornadoes to fires to dust storms tore across several states. All in today's relatively depressing top of the week episode of... But before we start, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Now, Alice, pull up the file on P2istheName first.
YouTuber Philip Enewally, known as P2istheName, has died at the age of 26. His cause of death and the circumstances surrounding it have yet to be confirmed.
Enewally, or P2istheName, was found in a mailroom on March 14th, with details surrounding his death still unclear. While I am not personally familiar with his work, he had been creating content for nearly a decade now, building a significant following with gaming videos, pranks, and diss tracks before transitioning into fashion with his successful clothing brand Don't Mind Us. In recent months, he had expressed feelings of being lost on YouTube and was planning to move to Atlanta before his passing. Despite achieving significant success, Enewally had been grappling with a sense of uncertainty about his future on YouTube, as his views had seen a significant drop-off from the once millions of views to mere tens of thousands. Which by no means is little, it's just a notable difference. This is the reality many creators face. Once rising stars can find themselves unsure of how to evolve, especially when viewership declines. Enewally's journey is a reminder of the pressures creators face in maintaining relevance and identity in the ever-shifting digital landscape. Content creators often invest their personal lives into their work, and when views decline or creative direction feels uncertain, it can weigh heavily. Now, his death does raise questions, but more importantly, it highlights the emotional toll fame and online success can carry.
North Macedonia is mourning after a devastating nightclub fire in the town of Kocani claimed 59 lives and left 155 injured.
The nightclub fire in Kocani has devastated North Macedonia, not just because of the tragic loss of life, but because it exposed deep cracks in their institutions. The blaze, which is believed to have started when the stage pyrotechnics ignited the ceiling, spread rapidly through the overcrowded club. Survivors described the chaos. People were crushed in the rush for the only exit. Some desperately tried escaping through a barred bathroom window, and sadly, for many, there was no way out. Authorities are now saying the club was operating without a proper license and was packed with twice as many people as safety guidelines would have allowed. The suggestion that bribery may have played a role has only fueled the public anger there. In a place where corruption has long been a concern, the idea that lives were lost because someone decided to look the other way, yeah, it's kind of infuriating, I can see it. The fire itself has sent shockwaves through the community, and a period of 7 days of mourning had been declared. I mean, in a town of only 25,000 people, basically everyone got touched by this. Families are grieving, and the pain is amplified by feelings that the disaster could have and most likely should have been prevented. But money talks, so. For many, this isn't about just one nightclub. The fire is, let's say, reignited frustrations with the system that feels broken. A system where corruption, weak oversight, and neglected safety standards have created constant risks. The grief here is overwhelming, but so is the demand for accountability. As North Macedonia mourns, there's a growing call for real change here. For now, families are waiting for answers and hoping that this tragedy will finally force those in power to act before another preventable disaster strikes.
At least 40 people have died after severe tornadoes and extreme weather swept across the U.S. Midwest and South.
The recent wave of tornadoes, dust storms, and wildfires has left a devastating mark across several states, with Missouri seemingly suffering the worst of it. 12 lives have been lost there, and entire neighborhoods have been left in ruins. The destruction having been described as devastating seems to be right on point here. Meanwhile, Texas and Kansas faced deadly dust storms that turned highways into chaotic scenes. In Kansas, more than 55 vehicles were involved in a massive pileup, while Texas saw a separate crash involving nearly 40 cars. Both incidences claim multiple lives, showing how quickly conditions can spiral out of control when powerful winds whip up dry soil into blinding clouds. Oklahoma's wildfire add just another layer of devastation to all of this. Fueled by winds reaching 83 miles per hour, the fire scorched around 170 acres and destroyed nearly 300 structures. Tragically, at least 4 people lost their lives due to the fires or extreme winds. Other states, including Arkansas, Alabama, and Mississippi, also reported fatalities. The scale of the disaster is overwhelming, and with over 320,000 people losing power, recovery will be a long and difficult process to say the least. States of emergency have been declared, sort of underscoring the severity of the whole situation right now too. We have to remember, extreme weather can strike without warning, and as climate patterns shift, disasters like this are becoming more frequent and intense. For communities caught in the pass of these storms, resilience will mean not just rebuilding, but also adapting to an increasingly unpredictable environment. And on that piece of, I feel like somebody's trying to tell us something with all this devastation going on. News, I'm gonna call it. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, do me that solid and hit the like button, help spread some news. And, well, I'll catch you next time. Bye. God, my voice. Am I getting sick? Am I getting sick on top of all of this? Fuck. Son of a bitch.